सारे जग के काम, सारे जग के काम, प्रेम से तो काल रसना। नंदलाला कृष्ण मुरारी, तेरे चरणों पे बलिहारी। नंदलाला कृष्ण मुरारी, तेरे चरणों पे बलिहारी। तू ही रास रचया, तू ही है गोपाला, तू ही मुरली वाला, तू ही गिरधार। नंदलाला चारों धाम है पाए तेरे ही चरणों में। पूजे तुझको दुनिया सारी, जय गोपाला जय बनवारी। नंदलाला कृष्ण मुरारी, तेरे चरणों पे बलिहारी। नंदलाला कृष्ण मुरारी, तेरे चरणों पे बलिहारी। तू ही रास रचैया, तू ही है गोपाला, तू ही मुरली वाला, तू ही गिरिधारी। नंदलाला कृष्ण मुरारी, तेरे चरणों पे बलिहारी। तेरे चरणों पे बलिहारी, तेरे चरणों पे बलिहारी। ओ कान्हा, अब तो मुरली की मधुर सुना रोता। ओ कान्हा, ओ कान्हा, अब तो मुरली की मधुर सुना रोता। ओ कान्हा, मधुर सुना रोता। Here. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, if you want. Perfect. That's fine, I hate. How big is it? Yay. What? You know what it is? शंकर सुवन भावानंदन शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन गाये 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 गणपति जगवंदन जगवंदन गाये गणपति जगवंदन तक धिन ना बाजे डमरू धिन धिन तक धिन ना बाजे डमरू धिन धिन तक धिन ना बाजे डमरू धिन धिन तक धिन ना बाजे डमरू शिव जी बजाए बजाए डमरू ओम शिव जी बजाए डमरू धिन धिन तक धिन ना देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् ओ देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् ओ देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् विघ्नविनाशक जनसुखदायक विघ्नविनाशक जनसुखदायक मङ्गलं गणेश देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् ओ देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् विघ्नविनाशक जनसुखदायक विघ्नविनाशक जनसुखदायक मङ्गलं गणेश देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् गम गम मग मम गम गस गडम 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 डम ग निनि धनि नि धनि नि धनि धम गमडनि सा गमडनि सा गमडनि सा गमडनि सा तुयारि तुयन देव महिमा तेरे अनंत ओ तुयारि तुयन देव महिमा तेरे अनंत गजाननं भुजगणानि सेवितं वासुतं शुकविनाशकारकं मङ्गलं गणेश देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् ओ देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् ओ देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् विघ्नविनाशक जनसुखदायक विघ्नविनाशक जनसुखदायक मङ्गलं गणेश देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् ओ देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् निसा निसा सनि नम मडम गम सगनि सगा मगम सा सनि नि सनि तपस ओ तुई शक्ति तुई विधान देव तुई वेद पुराण ओ तुई शक्ति तुई विधान देव तुई वेद पुराण गजाननं भुजगणानि सेवितं वासुतं शुकविनाशकारकं मङ्गलं गणेश देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् ओ देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् विघ्नविनाशक जनसुखदायक विघ्नविनाशक जनसुखदायक मङ्गलं गणेश देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् देवाहुदेवा गणपतिदेवा मङ्गलं गणेशम् मङ्गलं मङ्गलं गणेशं मङ्गलं 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 गणेशं मङ्गलं 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 मङ्गलं
एक बार बोलो श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय। गुरु की महत्व से और केवल गुरु की महत्व से श्री गणेश भगवान की कथा को मैं वर्णन कर सकता हूँ। हे गुरुदेव, 12 ही बार मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ, 12 ही बार मैं प्रशंसा करता हूँ। ब्राह्मण समाज में और ब्राह्मण समाज में पंडित लोग, साधु साधुआइन, प्रिय मित्र, आपको भी मैं स्वागत करता हूँ। First and foremost, I pay unreserved respects to the feet of my Guru, Pandit Mahesh Maharaj, who is the father of your resident Pandit Narine Maharaj, for his tuition, for his patience, especially so in Manas Charitra, in Ramayana, and in Ganesh Puran. To him I am eternally grateful for his volunteered, tireless efforts. I hasten too to the feet of my Vidya Guru, Pandit Sriram Jadunan Mishra, who never failed to point out the flaws and the shortcomings and make constructive criticisms on my way to, on my journey to becoming a narrator of Katha. On behalf of the temple here, La Fortune Shiv Mandir, we would like to welcome everyone. The committee extends their welcome to everyone. We recognize the Pandits among us, your resident Pandit Narendra Maharaj, Pandit Rudranan Maharaj, और अन्य पंडित Kivan Maharaj और अन्य पंडित लोग आपको, we welcome you on behalf of the committee, because as we have said, but is never overstated, your presence helps to ensure that Katha is not given through the whims and fancies of the narrator, but what is written in the text. The Brahmins, who are supposed to be custodians of knowledge, who have not yet evolved to the stage of Panditai, my cousin who is sitting there, Swami who is sitting on the right, we welcome you too, because you help to keep things in check. Those who live a sadhu and sadhuain type of life, you lend to the purity to make satsang possible. We extend a hospitable welcome to you. And last but by no means least, every single person who has made effort to come and listen to Sri Ganesh Puran on this auspicious occasion for these few days, we welcome you. I recognize my Bhai Polo. Welcome to you, Polo. And all this is coming to you through the sponsorship of Arvirar Networks. Bhai Rajiv Devin is sitting there, chief sponsor of the program, and of course the production by the very capable hands of Kavita Ramcharitar and Krishna Maharaj, whose production is meticulous and really helps what we have to deliver. God's blessings to you all. We turn to the resident group. Well, Victoria and Bhisham, they are resident. I don't need an introduction. Their resume speaks for itself. But on my own accord, I thank you for the bhajan, for the accompaniment. And of course, Varunish Singh, now he together with the now, Pandit Himraj, they now came from Janmashtami celebrations with Prime Minister Modi. we're thankful that you have been able to grace us here. And of course, my daughters, Kriya on the keyboard, and Swasti, who will be chorusing, and all the accompanying musicians. I see Bob Benny here. Bob, you too. Arati Kasama, it is time for Arati. If you're in a position to, if you're not feeling well, you sit. You're in position to join in Arati. As we begin, I boast that before me is my manuscript writing of my godfather, Bishop Your Aja, who wrote the Arati, the original copy. Arati ki jai Nayak ji ki
आरती सुध प्रिय शंकर जी की
आरती की जय गणनायक जी की
आरती सुध प्रिय शंकर जी की
प्रथम पूजा एक दंत मनोहर हौद प्रिय वाहन पोषक की मनवांछित फल देत गजानन
कर चर्चा कर त्रय भक्त जनन की आरती की जय गणनायक जी की पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी की
दुर्बोधि सब दूर आवत प्रगट ज्ञान उर किरण भानु की भक्ति विवेक बोध हिय आवत
ध्यान धरत सुत पार्वती की आरती की जय गणनायक जी की पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी की
जय गणेश की आरती गावत कतत भांस भय जन्म मरण की मय अति दीन चरण शिरनावत
भक्ति दान चाहत चरणन की आरती की जय गणनायक जी की पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी की
जो गणेश की आरती गावत कथत भांस भय जन्म मरण की मैं अति दीन चरण शिरनावत
भक्ति दान चाहत चरणन की आरती की जय गणनायक जी की पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी की
बोलो रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम बोलो
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम
जय जय शिवा शिव जानकी राम जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम बोलो जय जय शिवा शिव जानकी राम
रघुनंदन जय सिया राम बोलो रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम बोलो रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम बोलो पतित पावन सीताराम बोलो पतित पावन सीताराम
एक बार बोलो श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय, बोले श्री सरस्वती माता की जय, बोले श्री गुरु महाराज की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की। अपने आसन पर बैठिए, प्लीज टेक योर रिस्पेक्टिव सीट्स। You know, as you advance in age, things slip you. And Neil, who is a key part of this production with the PA system, Neil, you know, I'm aging, but God's blessings. You know, without being said, it's understood that we appreciate your input. So I ask you to bring the God of your liking and understanding as we seek, as we make a little invocation, so that that which is shared in satsang will hit home at some point in time. And we thank Bhagwan, we thank the celestials for this opportunity. Om Yam Brahma Vedanta Vedo Vadanti Param Pradhanam Purusham Tathane Vishvodgate Karanam Ishwaram Va Tasmai Namo Vigna Vinashanaya. Om Buddhim Dehi Yasho Dehi Kavitvam Dehi Dehi Me Murhatvam Harme Devi Trahimam Sharanagatam. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Para Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nagendra Haraya Trilochanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shudhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya. Om Atulita Paradhamam Swarga Shaila Badeham Danujavan Pishan Jnani Nama Draganyam Sakala Guna Nidhan Vanaradisham Ragpati Varadutam Vatajatam Namami. Ramaya Rama Bhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Patay Namaha. And I crave your indulgence for 90 seconds. Namaha Kalyana Rupaya Namaste Vishwamangala Vishwabandhu Namaste Astu Namaste Vishwabhavana. Namostute Danavaharya Hantre Bana Sura Pranaya Dev Pralambanashaya Pavitra Rupine Namo Namashankar Tajtubhyam. Tumeva Karata Jagatam Chabharta Tumeva Harta Shuchija Prasida Prapancha Bhutastava Lokabimba Prasida Shambhatamaja Dinabandho Deva Rakshakara Swamina Raksha Nasarvada Prabho Deva Pranavana Kara Prasida Karunakara Hatva Te Tarakam Daityam Parivara Yutam Vibho Mochita Sakala Deva Vipadhyaya Parameshwaraha. Bolo Shri Kartikeya Swami Ki Jai, Bolo Shri Shashti Mata Ki Jai. Today is the 6th phase of the moon, and those who are with the SVV calendar, along with the daily and monthly calendar, you will see daily deity worship. The highest form of worship for a Hindu is to worship according to the phase of the moon, according to the tithi. And there are 2 6th phases of the moon, obviously, in every month, which it is said one should dedicate special prayer to Kartikeya Swami, the elder son of Bhagwan Shiva and Parvati Mata, the elder brother of Sri Ganesh Bhagwan. And so that stotra, it's a special invocation to him. And that's one of the benefits of coming to satsang. We may not be familiar with what is chanted, but by the mere listening to these mantras and these stotra and these stutis, there is accumulated blessing because of that. That's why we shared with you today. Our opening invocation, Yam Brahma Vedanta Vido Vadanti Param Pradhanam Purusham Tathaye, that is Sri Ganesh. Yam Brahma Vedanta Vido Vadanti, whom the Vedas declare was there at the beginning of time, Ganapati. And then as the cause, Karan and Karaj, as the cause and effect demanded, he descended in that form, Ganapati, and the breath of life was blew into him. And then, of course, your Baba will tell you as Katha goes on how the transformation to Ganesh Baba came about. So, in Q, the phase of the moon, we listen to a little bit about Kartikeya Swami as we hear in the opening Chaupai. at the point in time, Ganesh Baba and Kartikeya Swami have manifested themselves, have taken avatar. And so Shiva Baba, along with Parvati Mata, thought it fit that they should pay a visit. To whom? Uma Shambhu Lai Do Balak, Chale Jaha Jagake Pratipalak. Now, if we read translations and you Google, you will see it is said there, it is declared that Shiva Baba, Parvati, Kartikeya and Ganesh Baba went to see Vishnu Bhagwan, the sustainer. There will be more evidence as Katha unfolds that it was not Vishnu Bhagwan, the sustainer, and we don't mean to debase or demean Vishnu Bhagwan, but we are in context here, because we will see certain actions of Bhagwan Shiva which will put things in context. Tarry a while, we are talking about Mahavishnu. That Mahavishnu, when he manifests, he came as Ram, he came as Krishna Bhagwan, he came as Vamana Avatar, he came as Narasimha Avatar, etc. That is the Mahavishnu that Sri Shankar Bhagwan with his family went to pay a visit. Valmiki, when God came, when that Mahavishnu came as Ram, and he volunteered himself to exile, he came across Valmiki. He didn't come across Valmiki. He purposely went and met Valmiki, Adi Kavi. And he says, where should I take up residence, O sage? You are being a forest dweller. And Valmiki smiled. Jagape kantumadekara hare, vidi hari hari shambhunat nachavana hare. Valmiki says, you're asking me where to take up residence when you, by the mere beat of your brow, caused Brahma the creator, Vishnu the sustainer, and Shiva the dissolver to dance? So then Valmiki conceded, well, I understand this is messages for the world. So Valmiki continued the conversation. But Valmiki was in no doubt at all that was the supreme master, from whom many Vishnus, many Brahmas, and many Shivas come, depending on the structure of the spheres. In Sanatana Dharma, we have 14 spheres. You have the 7 lower spheres and the 7 upper spheres, Earth being the first one. So you have, in the deeper, in the Brahm Gayatri, you don't say Om Bhurbhasa, Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuha, Om Sohaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Taha, Om Satyam. So you have Earth, then you have Bhuha, where Pavandev, Hanuman Father, resides. Then you have Sohaha, where Vishnu, the sustainer, resides. That's where you call heaven. But the Englishman has called heaven, and they get tied up that Hindu heaven and the Western world heaven, that is 2 different things. That is chalk and cheese. So we go up. Maha Janaha. That is where, people who have written and etched their names in the history of Sanatana Dharma, great sages and saints and kings, etc. They, together with the descendants of the original Swayambhu Manu, they reside in Janaha and Mahaha. Tapaha, which is Satyam, is not Brahmalok. Satyam is Param Brahmalok, where the Supreme resides. He likes to keep close to all those who have taken a vow of celibacy, who have sacrificed their life for the sake of mankind, like Bhishma, like Sanatan, Sanat Kumar, like these. These reside in Tapalok, very close to where Param Brahma is. And that is the Param Brahma, that is the Mahavishnu that Bhagwan Shiva went to see, the Lord of the entire world. Pahuche Haripura Sahit Samaja, he arrived at God's, that Hari, that's where I think sometimes it gets derailed. Hari connotes Vishnu, the sustainer, and also sometimes, depending on the context, connotes the Mahavishnu. Most of the times he comes with the Shankara, Padma, and Chakra, that is the Mahavishnu, and he comes in that form as Vishnu sustainer. So people say, well, he's the same, not the same. That's sometimes his preferred form when he descends as the sustainer. So that's why the Hari is interchangeable. And Shankar Bhagwan went there, Taha Vishnu Baithe Sabaraja, and Bhagwan Mahavishnu was sitting there with all the noble kings and the celestials. We hear further as Katha proceeds what happens.
सुयश सखल
6 koti. 30 is 33. And koti means many times over. So that had to be a palace where Bhagwan live in. Look at people, jhun ke jhun. So the next question is, if they are celestials, then we should be puja and all of them. Then we go out of flowers. He's speaking in tongues here. This is Shukdev Muni speaking in tongues. In Sanatan Dharma, it is said that after you do your daily puja, and your daily puja needn't be more than 5 minutes. If you want to spend more, fine. But you could do a complete run of your prayer structure in less than 5 minutes. And in that, of course, you worship Bhagwan, the Supreme Incarnation, at least if not all the forms, some of the forms. You worship the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, along their spouses, Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Durga, respectively. Then you have Ganesh, Kartikeya, Surjanarayan Swami, Navagrahas, the Dasrikpal, and you could control it. Then you have 33. Which 33? The 12 Adityas, the 11 Rudras, the 8 Vasus. So thus far, 12 and 8, 20 and 11, 31. So 2 missing. The 2, they say, is Daksh Prajapati and the Ashwini Kumars. I will piecemeal it. Just running the numbers here. But the Ashwini Kumars is twins, so that's 34. No, they count the twin as 1. So that's the 33. So it is said daily in your prayer, short prayer, you want to address the 12 Adityas, that after you run through what we just said, they're the main deities, Om Shri Sarva Aditya Devtabhyo Namah, short prayer. You cover the 12 projections of the sun, which is the Adityas. Then you come the 11 Rudras, Om Shri Ekarasha Rudribhyo Namah. You cover the 11 Rudras of Bhagwan Shiva. Then Om Shri Vasubhyo Namaha. You cover the 8 Vasus. Then Om Shri Daksh Prajapate Namaha. You cover Daksh. And Om Shri Ashwini Kumarabhyam Namaha. So one-liners are touching base with all the major 33, they call them the 33 celestials. In less than a minute, in half a minute, you could cover that. But don't only write it out like poetry, you know. There must be a connect. You talk about the Adityas, oh yes, the sun. Let my life today light up other people's life. You talk about the Rudras, let me help to dissolve, like Shiva, dissolve the negative energy around me. And so you go along the road. Now we have time to go over everything. But that's the whole idea. 33. But the classic is, what were the Vasus? Who's the Vasus? Who are the Vasus in Sanatana Dharma? We hear about them. The critical number here is 8 of them. An example of an avatar is Bhishma in Mahabharata. He was a Vasu. But the Vasus are Prithvi, Agni, Varun, Dew, and Earth, Prithvi, Earth, Air, Vayu. That's the 5th one. And then, that's 5. The other 3 is the 3 luminaries, the sun, the moon, and the North Pole star, Dhruv. You know, in Sanatana Dharma, we have heard about Dhruv Katha, that he resides in the North Pole, the North Star. So those are the 8 Vasus. So just imagine, Om Shri Vasubhyo Namaha, you don't touch base with Prithvi, Agni, Vayu, you don't touch base with all of them. And when that is done, that is what you call a structured prayer, so that you have touched the main manifestations of Bhagwan, and you have also touched the major celestials, 33 number. And that's all we have to do. So we could get 33 flowers, or we don't even have to get 33 flowers, we could get 3. 1 for the Adityas, 1 for the Vasus, 1 for the Rudras, and yes, Dakshan and the Ashwini Kumaras, 5 extra flower, and you cover the whole territory. And so when Bhagwan Shiva went into that sabha, he recognized everyone, and more so the celestials recognized him. This is Jagat Pita, Bhagwan Shiva, the father of the world. And what did he do? Shambhujai Parabandhan Kina, he bowed his head down at the feet of Mahavishnu. And Uma Sahit Charanodak Linha, he partook of the Charanodak. You know what's Charanodak? When you wash, like for instance, you bathe a murti with Panchamrit, and then you clean it up and you bathe it with water, that runoff, Charanodak, having come off from the feet of God, it is said, you can partake of that. There's another potent use of it. But before we reach there, how we do Panchamrit bath? Panchamrit, Panch is 5, and Amrit, things that could give you immortality. So here the 5, honey, milk, brown sugar, dahi, ghee, and tulsi. You see the 5? So where did tulsi come from? is Panchamrit. Tulsi is revered in Sanatana Dharma, but is not part of Panchamrit. And when that is offered to God, and you partake of it, it becomes Charanamrit. That can give immortality. Untimely death could be forestalled because of the singular act of partaking of that Charanamrit. And you see the Charanudak, the water runoff. Not only drink it, what is also important, you take these two fingers. At the base of the thumb resides Shukracharya, who bestows health. And at the base of the ring finger resides Brihaspati. Shukracharya and Surjanarayan. Shukracharya and Surjanarayan. Brihaspati is this one. Okay? So you take those two fingers, the thumb and the ring finger, Shukracharya and Surjanarayan, and you sprinkle all by the house there. So in this day of criminal activity, you could take care of a lot of things. And trust me, that even they jump your fence and they come and tip the mango. You don't know, you ain't doing research and the follow-up, but they go be limping sometime down the line. Or that same mango to say they go get GI problems. But we don't do any coverage, we don't see it. But it happens, we who are the managers of these kinds of things, we see the results. Sometimes they do the wrong thing and they rest the mantra there and just go borrow, they go off the mind. So this is the power of Charanodak. It is similar to the mark that Lakshman made when Sita Mata was, left behind upon her instruction in the forest and when Ravan came and kidnapped her. So Bhagwan Shiva is telling us, if he, the Father of the universe, could have partaken of the Charanodak of the Supreme Master, why rob ourselves of that opportunity when we have puja? Partake of it. Partake of the Charanamrit and take the Charanodak and sprinkle it all where the houses or by the gate and so forth. These are powerful things. Look who in charge of that Charanodak. Shukracharya, who governed, who was the master of the negative forces like Ravan, etc. He was their mentor. He didn't teach them bad, They knew all the bad, they knew all the wickedness, but they couldn't destroy him. That is the person who's Charanodak. And Surjanarayan Swami, the sun god, they want more protection than that. While earlier in church, you take a Charanodak and sprinkle it all about. That is the protection that you need. We hear further in Chaupai.
Jai 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 Brahmanaspati. Jai 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 Brahmanaspati. Jai 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 Brahmanaspati.
Suranara muni uthe kai kar, sab par Shiva ji preeti na thori.
Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shiva sutta suvela dekhi sukha dhama, paradakshina kari tina pranama.
Jai 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 Brahmanaspati. Jai 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 Brahmanaspati. Jai 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 Brahmanaspati. Jai 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 Brahmanaspati.
Shiva sutta yugala dekhi sukha dhama, paradakshin kari kinha pranama. Shiva sutta Suranara muni utikai kalajori, sabapara Shiva ki priti natori. When Bhagwan Shiva and his entourage walked in there, they walked in humble, but all the deities stood up. All the deities stood up. Long time in school, I don't know if it has happened now. When the teacher walk in, we drop what we do and we stand up. But them dush that have now, I ain't sure they just do that. And you expect to evoke the teachings, the deep teachings of the teacher, and you are showing respect from day one. So they all stood up out of respect for Bhagwan Shiva. And we have to understand what kind of respect Bhagwan Shiva and Mother Parvati commands or should command to us. And we need to take an inkling of it. This body is made up of the 5 elements: earth, ether, fire, water, earth, ether, water, fire, and air. Right, I only tested all you know. And so, Bhagwan Shiva, running to the rescue of the world, running to the rescue of the mankind and his body, projected himself very quickly in 5 forms. Each of those forms taking care of one of those elements to whom we can run to and take refuge, particularly in sicknesses. So there it is, he came as Ishan Dev, that anything to do with ether in the body, you go to him. Ether, remember, the cells of the body. Let me spend a little time now. We have young, bright minds like Rishabh here. So the cells of the body, remember, each cell has like a thin membrane, very, very easy to burst and let go its contents. So to cushion that, that is the ether. In anatomy, I call it interstitial cell spaces. It's little pockets of vacuum that keep the cells from not bursting its contents. So sometimes, so Bhagwan Shiva is Ishan Dev. He's Tat Purush when it comes to air, not only inhaling and exhaling. You know, there are 5 airs. We did that in Satsang already. He projects himself as Tat Purush. When it comes to fire, the 3rd element that makes up this body operates at a certain temperature, you know. 1 degree more, called Das. 1 degree less, called Budu. So it operates at an optimum temperature. It's hot, 98 point and counting. So Bhagwan Shiva manifests as a ghor. Then as far as water is concerned, you know, most of the whole transport system is blood. Most of the blood is plasma. Most of the plasma is water. That is Bhagwan Shiva. So if you have blood disorders, we point to people, run in that direction with your mantra, you know. And then, of course, you have the earth, which is, you know, dust to dust, earth, the entire skin, etc., and the connective tissues, etc. That is Sadyujat, the top form. So Bhagwan Shiva, out of his compassion and mercy to the world, knowing that when we get ourselves tangled in health issues, not only that, not exclusively health, but mainly that's what we relate to when we're sick. He manifested as a protector and as a guide. And there was no overlap. Notice the Western form was water, as Vamdev. And where the god of water resides? On the West. So the devatas don't antagonize each other. They work in tandem. There's no overlapping of portfolio. So that is why the devatas stood up when he came in, because they realized his compassion from the beginning of time went to the rescue of man. And Parvati Mata, having this body, you know, we are supposed to enjoy the 4 fruits of life. Arth, Dharma, Kam, and Moksha. Arth is material gains. Yes, you want to live in a comfort zone. Look, you sit down in a nice air-conditioned temple. First, I like to read here. You know? So that's material gains. You know, you live in comfort. Right? Then there's Dharma. You must have religious merit. We carry the Bigara here in Satsang. Then you have Kam, which is the realization of ambitions, noble ambitions. And you have Moksha, which is liberation. Those are the 4 fruits of life in a man's language. But Durga Mata, she is known as Trimurti. And Tri is tree. Eh? So if you want to secure the first 3 of those fruits, that is the name you should be going, one of the names you should be going to. So if you find the tide low, you know what I mean? You have your little run-up of gods and goddesses you're moving to. You don't sit down there in the puja room and don't get up and get a skill set of some sort, you know. No, you have to have a skill set of some sort. We've got to help those who help themselves. But to fast-track the process, it has certain deities you punch into. This is one. Durga Mata is Trimurti Mata. And how hard you take your Om Shri Trimurti Mata, Yai Namaha, that hard. You know, but we know Adisha Maru latest song. You know, Rom till I die and when I reborn. But we can't say Om Shri Trimurti Mata, Yai Namaha. So these are the little keys. That is why, so she bestows that. She bestows dharma, religious merit. If you want to find your footing spiritually, Trimurti is one of the devis you could fast track that. And she is about calm, about realizing one's ambitions, noble ambitions. She doesn't interfere with moksha, because you see, God give us a sense of autonomy. You want to come satsang, that will give you moksha. So that will carry on the highway to moksha. If you prefer go elsewhere, well, fine. So that is a choice God give us, a sense of autonomy. So she ain't going to interfere there. It's not that she abandoned. We have the choice. There's only one exception When like a night tonight, you don't come satsang because Trinidad in Guyana. Boy, now I forget that boy. Else I hit you something and tell you, I can't make, I forget that. But you see, God has punished people when they have gup now. You know? So, you know, when it comes to moksha, you know, don't try like a repair chanting. God go punish you. You know? That is why Parvati Mata doesn't interfere with that. Or feel, doesn't, not that she doesn't want to, but she will cross the boundaries as far as we making our personal choices. And the Devatas seeing this couple enter there, along with their two sons, they immediately rose up. And what did they do? You write and find here. Shiva Sutta Yugala Dekhi Sukadhama Pari Dakshina Kari Kinha Pranama. They made pradakshina. You know when you go around when you finish puja, you do pradakshina, you take a lighted camphor and you make a, you know, Om Yani Kani Chapapani, and you make a 3 times and you make a circle once clockwise. Right? And what that mantra says? Om Yani Kani Chapapani Janmantra Katani Cha. From birth to death I would have committed sins, knowingly and unknowingly. And that simple act of performing pradakshina will lessen some of the wages of sin. It I mean hit a fella slap and I go and do pradakshina this evening, I'll get away from that. You know, you have to understand common sense now. You know, but sometimes we commit sins unknowingly. We commit pap, and so pradakshina helps to straighten it out, and more so that we don't repeat these errors. That's what pradakshina serves. And so this is what, you know, step by step, we just do puja, and step by step, Sukdev Muni is telling us, these things are not rituals. Get involved physically. Don't be an observer to puja, because in the physical act, the mantra is tagged with so much power, as we hear further in Chaupai.
हरि के कर मोदक एक रहु, दो बालक सो प्रभु हंसी कहु, जो सत तीन लोक फिर आवे, आवे बेगी सो मोदक पावे, आवे बेगी सो मोदक पावे। शर जन्मातुरत ही सिरनावा, शरीरत बेगी वायु सम खावा, दूसर सूत्र तब यही विधि कीन्हा, उठी हरि के भर दक्षिण दीन्हा, उठी हरि के भर दक्षिण दीन्हा। Modak ekarahu. After all the puja and adulation was done to Bhagwan Mahavishnu, they noticed that he had a modak, like a laduna, in his hand. Do balak so Prabhu hasi kahu. And smilingly, Mahavishnu said to these two sons, Kartikeya and Bhagwan Vishnu, whenever and those in satsang will know that whenever you see the word hasi, smiling, there's always a deeper meaning. So take that cue one time. Don't take the katha literal. Bhagwan smiles. And he says, he passes instruction, Jo satkitin lokapira awe begi so modak bhave. He says, I'm going to give this trophy, this modak, to whoever between the two of you all could make a circumambulation of the three worlds. You know, we talk about 14 spheres. The three worlds is earth, upper and lower. Whoever could do that and come back here first, that person will win, you know, will be considered the winner, and I'll give them this modak. So what happened? Sharjanma Turatahi Shrinava. Sharjanma is another name for Kartikeya, the elder brother. He bowed his head and he speed off. Charhirata Begi Vayu Samadhava. And the little peacock that he has went the speed of wind, very fast. What did the other son do? What Ganesh Baba do? Do sarasut yahi vidhikinha uti harike production dinha. He went and God Sanabya, Mahavishnu, he went through the same production we just talked about. And lo and behold, it was equivalent to circumambulating the three spheres. Why? Because that is God. From him came all these spheres. So Baba Ganesh is the one who is really Buddhivant. He is the God of knowledge. He just make you think it out from time to time. You know, people say, Bab's maths hard. Maths ain't hard, boy. It's just a matter you probably get a good tutor, man. And if you have a good tutor, try and do a little bit of homework now. Come off Facebook and do a little exercise 1 and exercise 2 now. You know, where you're like a bird, you need tweet in. No, you have to make effort, concerted efforts, and it will come to pass. And so Bhagwan Ganesh did that. And, you know, we study production and we study the essence of time. That how come Bhagwan Ganesh reached back faster than Kartikeya Swami just by circumambulating? You have to understand the concept of time in Hinduism. You know, we have said this before, but time didn't allow us to get into certain things. So I want to get into something here. So the basics first. You know, you have 28 rounds of creation. After each number 28, you're going back to number 1. Just like any Jyotishi will tell you, like Nakshatra, Yog, Karan, you go back to number 1 after 20. So it's a cycle now. All right? So each round of creation is 4.32 billion years. We're in the 7th round of creation. So 4.32 billion by 6 plus, 6 and counting. So where are we in Kali Yuga? The length of any Kali Yuga is 434,000 years. The length of any Dwapar is 868,000 years. The length of any Treta is roughly 1.3 million. And the length of any Satyug is roughly 1.7 million. When you add up that, you get 4.32 million. So you have Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kali Yuga, and as you break down there, amounting to 4.32 million years. And Ganesh Baba understood the concept of time. And so he reached back there before Kartikeya Swami. And you know, people tell, well, the world coming to our end just now, but the world coming to what end? If Kali Yuga is 434,000 years, we're just about edging on 232,000 years. So we have a lot of time to go. So all them wickedness we just be doing. We say after that out of, you're out of, you're out in. Because all them wrong thing we do, we have to pay for. It have a lot of time for Kali Yuga. It have a lot of time for Kalki Avatar. So don't sit down and wait and say, he coming. Start to live the spiritual way. You know, so that we'll be able to straddle the challenges and the waters of life. So Bhagwan Ganesh understood this concept of time. And in circumambulating, he was able to win out Kartikeya Swami. He'll be here in the upcoming Doha.
Rama Rama
पंचकरा देवन जय जय कीन्हा कर मोदक अति गणेश सो तेहि बालक को दीन देखा तब बुद्धि पंचकरा देवन जय जय कीन्हा कर मोदक अति मोह सो तेहि बालक को कीन
हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे.
The devotees who had gathered there to watch this race, as it were, all applauded as Bhagwan Ganesh appeared back there first, and he was given this modak. And that we want to hone in on. You see the hands of Bhagwan Ganesh? We'll watch different pictures and different murtis, and they carry different things. One of the four hands, it is said, should carry the modak, the laddu. And the reason being, that was given by Mahavishnu to Ganesh Baba for the world to follow. That modak, and it is said, if you can afford to, you offer 21 modak, 21 laddu. I know the debate thing is selling now, God is a merciful God. If you can't make that grade, offer 21 strands of doob grass. And I owe somebody an explanation. They give me 21 doob to do Ganesh Utsav, so I owe them the explanation. So I bring them here tonight to tell them. Those 21, let me stick with the 21 doob grass that you owe to Ganesh. It represents, that is representative of the clout that Ganesh have, of the portfolio that Ganesh have, of the power of Bhagwan Ganesh. That when certain things go wrong with these 21 things, which we'll identify, then you can run to Bhagwan Ganesh. So let me start. 5 of that 20, the first 5, as we have said and beaten well tonight, the 5 elements. So Ganesh Baba also has an input. Not only Shiva Baba, Ganesh Baba has an input with that aspect of it. Then you have the 5 tanmatras, or the 5 organs of sense: ears, nose, eyes, tongue, and of course the skin for touch. So you have the body, you have the tanmatras. Then you have the 5 karmendriyas. So we have a body with the various organs. Then we move into action. They call them 5 panch karmendriyas. What for 5 actions? Now having a body, what 5 actions is mandatory to undergo? You must have, well, speech. If not speech, at least you have the use of the mouth to eat. That's 1. You have the use of the hands, 2. You have the use of the feet, 3. You have the bowels, 4, and the urinary tract system. So those are 5 actions of the body. So you have 5, 10, 15. Then you have the 5 karmendriyas, gyanendriyas, the 5 senses of perception: seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, touching. And that's 20. And the 21st one is the man, the mind. And that is why those 21 strands represents these 21 facets of human existence. And it is said, when you go with these 21 strands of dhoop to Bhagwan Ganesh, or the 21 laddu as the case may be, there is a special blessing to that. You get fortified. If there's a kink in the chain of this body, in the unity of this body, in the continuity of this body, that is ironed out by that simple offering to Bhagwan Ganesh. And so the devotees applauded, not the fact that he won the race, the fact that look what was bestowed to Ganesh as a redeemer of the world when it comes to these 21 facets of human function. And so we hear further. यही अंतर सच हरि के चरण शीश तननाए, देखा मोदक बालक हाथ, शरजन्मा को पे वरराता।
देवा गणपति देवा, विघ्न विनाशक जन सुखदायक। देवा गणपति देवा, विघ्न विनाशक जन सुखदायक। विघ्न विनाशक जन सुखदायक। विघ्न विनाशक जन सुखदायक।
So what became of Kartikeya Swami, the elder brother of Bhagwan Ganesh? He did eventually return. And yahi antar shat mukh chali aaye. He is said to have metaphorically 6 faces. We'll know why. Hari ke charan shisha tananai. He bowed down his head at the feet of Mahavishnu. Dekha modak. When he looks on, he saw Bhagwan Vishnu have the prize, the modak in his hand. Balakahata Sharajanma Kopeu Naranatha. Literally it says he became angry. So here was Sanatan Dharma telling me, if you have a brother or a sibling and they do something better than you, get vexed with them. I mean, who is Kartikeya Swami? He is the god of warfare. You think it's only physical warfare? You think it's only Putin and etc.? No, there's a greater war. Putin warfare might not affect us directly, but the greater war is the war of mental attrition. The war that's go on here every single day. The challenges that we have to face every single day, and they are 6 in number. Hence, metaphorically, Kartikeya Swami is said to have 6 faces to answer our prayer, to resolve each of these challenges if and when they come our way. So the first one is calm. Let me go back to what is written here. Crowed. He showed anger. The anger has 2 faces. Anger has 2 sides. Anger is that, individually we get vexed with somebody or vexed with a situation. But it's also good, it's better yet, says Kartikeya Swami, to get angry with yourself. And he was angry with himself, not with Ganesh. Why? Because, I didn't put best foot forward. Ganesh Baba outwitted me in this one. And so if you're a school child with relatives, you're in test, right? And the term test come and they, somebody, even yourself, your partner, you walk you over. You say, yeah, you're vexed with yourself. I could have really, that question I could have really spent an extra hour on it and in home studying and so forth. So when one becomes angry in striving for perfection, that is what Kartikeya is saying. Don't get angry with each other. Get angry with oneself to push you, so that you'll pole vault into prominence at some point in time. That's the kind of anger. Push yourself. That's the anger. That is one of the diseases of the mind, anger. Calm. Calm is, realization of ambition. And it is also loosely translated as lust. Either way you take it, Kartikeya Swami says, as far as ambition is concerned, have a burning ambition to become somebody. Be greedy in whatever endeavor, whether it's a plumber or engineer. It doesn't matter your call, but have a burning ambition to the best at what you do. When you produce a work there, the teacher must sit down and shake his head, or the employee must sit down and shake his head. Of course, you have douched employers and douched managers and douched supervisors who only studying the bottom line, dollars and cents, but they're not studying or evaluating the effort of the doer. So Kartikeya Swami says, it comes to ambition, right? Have that kind of ambition. If you have the lust part of it, then you go get tangled. You're studying book and you're studying Dulahin. How it go work so? When I say Dulahin, I mean a consecrated marriage, boyfriend and girlfriend kind of thing now, And so she didn't show up or she messaged you back. You have your book open there, but you're studying nothing. You say, I wonder why she messaged. What else she? And so forth. So that's the kind of thing that's bring down burning ambition now. As far as lobe is concerned, be greedy. But not only for paratha and dalpuri, be greedy for knowledge. Anywhere we could learn a skill set, a new skill set, fine, that should be it. Moha, which is the fifth one here, that'll be answered Lord Chopai. And the sixth one is matsar. Envy. Oh, sorry, the fifth one is matsar. Matsar is envy. Don't be envious of people's fruits of their hard efforts. Let you, the individual, be the envy of people in the sense that nothing breaks you from your belief, from your dridta in God, from your faith, implicit faith in God. Nothing breaks you. Let you be the envy of others, says Kartikeya Swami. And mud, hot, the sixth one. Hot is I am this and I am that. And part of that is ahamkar. But part of that is that sometimes we engineer ways to, when we walk in a sabha, say, hey boy, look, so and so come, we engineer that. And Kartikeya Swami said that's a dangerous thing. So he says, if you have to promote hot that yes, I am a devotee of Bhagwan Ganesh. Nothing will stop me from coming to satsang to Bhagwan Ganesh. Nothing will stop me from continuing and developing and evolving in my worship to Bhagwan Ganesh. Have that kind of heart. So he is the God of these 6 diseases, but he says how you convert that disease to one's benefit is just how we related in that sense. So the anger was not perpetrated on Ganesh. The anger was about himself, that he should have strived to be better or to deliver better than that test that was put before him. But Ganesh Puran is a book of definitions. We doubt ourselves sometimes. This is, man, look, is really Baba today, Monday morning is problem, Friday are good, next Monday is problem. When this going to end? Well, when it's going to end? Hear what the writers have said. Baga binu chale, sune binu kana, kara binu karma, kare vidhina. Mani manika mukta chabi jaisi ahi giri gajashra sohana taisi
Radhesha Jai Jai Sitaram Radhesha Rajaram Kaise zindagi jeetega bin Ram Jai Jai Sitaram Radhesha Rajaram Kaise zindagi jeetega bin Ram
Bhaga bina chale sune bina kana kara bina karma kare vidhinana
Radhesha
mani manika mukta chavi jaisi ahi giri gajashra sohana taisi
Radhesha Jai Jai Sitaram Radhesha Rajaram Kaise zindagi jeetega bin Ram Jai Jai Sitaram Radhesha Rajaram Kaise zindagi jeetega bin Ram.
In fighting these diseases of your mind, the writer says, don't ever forget. Maybe the medical profession might give up on you. Maybe the banks might give up on you. Maybe the person in political position and having political clout may give up on you. But paga binu chale sune binakana kara bini kare bidhinana. That don't forget God. Kara binu kare, without hands, kara's hands. Without hands he can reach you. Sune binakana, without physical ears, he will hear your concerns. Without feet, parabinu chale, without feet, without you knowing it, without a fast chariot, he'll reach by your side when challenged. If you go to him with unconditional love, not love with an agenda, bhakti, unalloyed love, unadulterated love. When we go to him like that, this is his supreme master who reaches to us. And even self, he may not be able to reach us. Or even self, he thinks that our stories might better be handled by the gurus of the world. He says he will put you in the presence of a guru. That is why when Sri Ramchandraji came, God incarnate, he had Guru Vasishta to play the role. When he came as Bhagwan Krishna, he had Sandipani Muni to play the role. Because the power of a guru is like this. Mani Manik Mukta Chabijaisi. It is said the gems and ivory. Ivory is on an elephant. It's valuable. And gems deep into the mountains. And the money, it is said that money is talking about is on the hood of the cobra. He says in the natural environment, you don't want to go there. But a guru will take it and bring it to you like jewelry. Within your easy reach. At no cost at all. He will go, that guru will go into the holy text, sit in satsang and share knowledge with you. He may have spent nights looking at it, weeks looking at it, but it is there for us to live bring it piecemeal without any cost. And that is the power of God. Sometimes if he doesn't come, he puts us in satsang. He puts us at the hands of those who have been tutored by knowledgeable gurus, so the knowledge will be shared. We hear further in Chaupai. Or the 6 challenges that we face mentally daily, Katha delves with 2. We talk about the type of anger one should have. Anger with oneself striving for perfection. The other one is here. Jabaguha kaha yugal karajori nata sunu eka binti mori. Clasping his hands before Mahavishnu, Kartikeya Swami says, Saba sansara daudi maila ayo. I went around, physically went around the 3 worlds, as you asked. And lo and behold, I made my best efforts of what I thought were my best efforts. And here it is, I come and I meet, I've lost. So sometimes we form opinions. So you come, you see Ganesh Baba, and things may change. So sometimes we see things and we form opinions. I have a good friend in the legal fraternity. Let me see me here tonight, boy. Anyway, he once told me that the duty of a lawyer is to hear both sides. And so a guru demonstrated that. 2 chelas were arguing, so he take a ball and he put it before them. He said, you sit there and don't move. You sit there and don't move. No leaning over. Tell me the color of the ball. This fella said the ball black, obviously. This one said the ball white, obviously. You're talking stupidness. The guru took up the ball. The guru took the ball. He painted half black and half white. If you don't look at the other side, you will form, myopic opinions. Always listen to the other side. And Kartikeya Swami did not form an opinion. Here he asks him, he clasped his hands. And he says, I want you to explain to me how this happened. I knew I may not have made my best efforts, but it was a sterling effort indeed to win this race. And I here formed no opinion. Binti Modi, he says, I ask you clasp hands, explain to me. So we'll see how Bhagavan Vishnu responds here. Chopai.
जय गणेश गणनायक स्वामी जय गणेश गणनायक स्वामी पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी की पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी की
हरि कह तुम सो आगे आवा, तेहि कारण इव मोदक पावा, वह सुनि गुह पहु संकीना, तब करि चरितल खावे लीला।
जय गणेश गणनायक स्वामी जय गणेश गणनायक स्वामी पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी
हरि कह तुम सो आगे आवा तेहि कारण in a modaka pava. Mahavishnu says, I explained to you your concerns. Yah suni guha bahu sanka kinha. But before I explain, O Kartikeya, I am seeing a lot of sanka, a lot of doubt. Now follow our mantra in Sanatana Dharma, the 12 revered names of Bhagwan Ganesh. Sangrame sankate chaiva. That if you have sanka or doubts, Ganesh Baba is the one who will clear up the doubts. And Ganesh Baba, you O Kartikeya Swami, allowed a little doubt in your mind to enter. So that's how one of the reasons why Bhagwan Ganesh was successful. He allowed doubt to take place. Never doubt yourself. Back yourself. I always tell the students that who do an exam, study and back yourself. If people gamble on a lot of things, if you gamble on your education and on a good effort, nothing wrong with that. If you're lost, it's not a loss. You didn't get through this time. You don't fail an exam. If you prepare, you don't fail an exam. You didn't get through. It wasn't successful. Once you prepare, and so Kartikeya Swami, that was one of the glitches there. He had doubted his method. He didn't back himself. And Bhagwan Ganesh, it is said, that same Sankata we talk about, there are 3 ways to tackle challenges in life, or to understand. Sometimes you put forward something on the table for discussion. Expect, first of all, resistance. Expect they go put a spoke in a wheel. Then the second one, after you back them into a corner, they will svikar, they will accept it. And the third one, you become dear to the person. That is why in that same mantra, you have Om Sumukhaschaika Dantasya Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambo Darasta Vikato Vignanasho. Vigna. Expect that. Ganesh worship tells us that when we put noble thoughts and ideas on our table, expect. We know it should be successful, but in the beginning, in Kali Yuga, expect opposition. People have that kind of envy and grudge. Expect that. So don't be fazed about that. Expect that. And the second one, at some point in time, Bikat. Like Ganesh, he's bigger than, if there's a problem like that, he's bigger than it. So at the end of the day, all they already try to shoot down one's suggestion. You are bigger than that. You are focused on the goal of success. So like Bhagwan Ganesh, once you're bigger than it, you don't get fazed by it. And at the end of the day, there's going to be acceptance. That is why he's called Gajanan. The last name in that 12 names is Gajanan. You know, the elephant is a sign, the elephant with its trunk up is a sign of success and acceptance. So that is Ganesh. And Ganesh knew that the challenge before him to circumvent the three worlds and return first, that first, there will be opposition to it. But at the end of the day, it will be accepted. And Kartikeya Swami had no qualms about accepting the victory of Bhagwan Ganesh. But just for that fleeting second, he doubted his efforts. We hear further in Chaupai. Vishnu addressed Kartikeya Swami. He says, I am Antaryami, I know your efforts were sterling. You put your best foot forward. And always remember, and it's a life lesson really, that once you put your best foot forward, there will be rewards. And here the reward Kartikeya get. Bhagwan show his Virat form to him. Now I remind you, few people in the history of Sanatana Dharma, few people in the very long history of Sanatana Dharma got Virat Sarup. Arjun, Dibyam Dadamite Chakshu. Arjun, the close friend of Bhagwan, begged for that. He got it. Kaushalya fed Sri Ram, put him in the cradle, went to the puja room to do Sri Rang Puja. So she put the prasad. When she come back by the cradle, no Ram. When she went by the puja room, Ram eating, little baby reached there and eating the fruit. So she had a doubt on what to do. She said, open your mouth. And he opened her mouth. What she see? She saw the entire cosmos. So you have Arjun, you have Kaushalya. Then, he was Makhan Chod. He was, as Krishna Bhagwan, he was eating the Makhan. And he said, I didn't eat none. The joke is, he didn't eat none, but all he have Makhan. Sometimes you're drinking milk and you have a little mustache, So that is it now. God has leave a trace now. He said, I ain't do it, but he's leaving a trace. And when he opened his mouth, what she saw, the entire cosmos. So that is three. Who's the fourth one? Right here. The god of warfare. The elder brother of Ganesh, to whom there is mutual respect. Remember in that same mantra, Sangrami, we just said here in Katha here that Kartikeya Swami is the god of warfare, both physical warfare and mental warfare. And yet in that sloka saying Ganesh is that too. They work in tandem, They work together, It's not one against the other. They work in tandem. And if you have that awesome duo of Kartikeya Swami and Ganesh Baba, it's a no battle that you ain't going to win. And this Kartikeya Swami got, that Divya Drishti to see the entire cosmos, which few in the legacy of Sanatana Dharma had that opportunity. And why? He wasn't successful. But why? He put his best foot forward. And he didn't fall to the trappings of anger, of greed, of envy, of, calm. He didn't. He held his ground, put his best foot forward, and didn't study or didn't form an opinion. Too many times in the equation of life, I come inside the equation. I ain't going satsang now because last time the curry wasn't good. And I ain't going because I find Anil watch me kotai last time. And I ain't this and I ain't that. And I ain't going because Himraj didn't give me no prasad. No, it's too much times the I in the equation. So we put in our own block in ourselves. Not Kartikeya Swami. He had no, he was not, he was unassuming with that. He was only concerned about his efforts. He was studying who win and who will win. And that is what we have to pattern our life. And if we pattern our life like that, then probably we might get Dibya Drishti, but we'll get an inkling of the supremacy and of the magnanimity of Bhagwan. And that is the lesson Kartikeya Swami left for us as we hear in the final Duha. With Kartikeya Swami and Mahavishnu, the devatas who all rained down flowers and were joyous. Yaha balak buddhivanta hai. And the devatas also certified that, you see, Bhagwan Ganesh, he is buddhivant. He's an ocean of knowledge. And how does it work in Sanatana Dharma? Do we go to Ganesh? Do we go to Saraswati? Or who else we must incorporate in our quest for academia? Well, let's start with Ganesh. As far as knowledge is concerned, fine. If we want to have different skill sets, that has to come from our urge for learning. That is Saraswati. And sometimes we have the knowledge and we have the urge to learn. And students experience this many times. You go in an exam and the first question you get capsized. Oh God, oh God, oh God, Bapre, Bap, what happened here? So who you need is the third. Is our awesome foursome, So we have Ganesh Saraswati. The third one is the man who, when he falls down, he does get up back and does he pants, Hanuman Baba. Balabuddhi Vidya Dehumhi Haru Klesh Vikar. All the time we say that, we bucket it over and over, we don't realize that he's part of the awesome foursome. Because he's a panic man when it comes to knowledge. So you ain't go panic. You have Hanuman's graces, you're going in there, or even not only a student, you're going in the world of work, and some challenge pops up. You ain't panic. And once you don't panic, you go think with clarity. So Hanuman is needed. And then you could have all the knowledge and all the learning and no panic, but you ain't bright. You can't make sense of what you do. It come like there's a certain minister, example. There's a certain minister of education in the Caribbean that they ask you, well, oh God, with all this heat, you mean what were the students in them? And the answer, she said, well, I went through that as a student, and that didn't want we get on with the show. So, pundits are made out to be politicians. No. Where the chip fall, it fall. A pundit is the insight in the individual, in the chela, a sense of consciousness, a sense of not being a mat where people could say and wipe their foot in you, a sense of not being a sappy where you talk filth and you wipe it up, using this to wipe it up. That is not the duty of a human being. You have to treat people with a sense of dignity. If you don't have an answer, so be it. So be it. But if you don't have answer, don't proffer an answer. Don't insult people's intelligence and integrity and make a mockery of individuals. So, when it comes to, you have people who have, they might have a bit of knowledge, a bit of learning, a little skill set here and there, and, we're not panic and so forth, but yeah, you're not intelligent. You're not making proper statements. So you need in the Shivlingam, on the southern part of the Shivlingam, a Ghor Maharaj. He polishes the intellect. So that is the awesome foursome. So when the Devatas said, this is indeed a repository of knowledge, Ganesh Baba, don't ever forget, it is not in exclusion. You have these three who ought to accompany him. We said that he and Kartikeya Swami work in tandem. We just said of the 6 diseases of the mind, Matsar or envy is one of those diseases. How we think Bhagwan Ganesh became Ekadanta. How he had the one tusk. Don't follow all the Puran you see, they tell you about how in this episode, Kartikeya hit him one tapar and cracked it. No, read your history now, man. That one tusk came from an encounter with Parshuram. And that is a sublime katha. But that one tusk, when Matsar, envy, took a form, just like how Bhakti will take a form, and Karma will take a form, and, Gyan will take a form like Kaushila, Kaikeshwar, so too Matsar took a form at one point in time. And the Devatas, envy filled the world. I wonder if that was Trinidad. Anyway, envy filled the world. And so the Devatas, even the good people, were subjected. And then the head of the Lord Indra went to Bhagwan and says, he went to Dattatreya, the guru of the world. And he says, what can I do? And Dattatreya says, use the sibyl gum and pray to Ekadant Maharaj. And if you do that, then there'll be success. You'll be able to withstand all types of envy. And you, the individual, will not harbor that disease mind of envy. That is Ganesh we are talking about, who in tandem, together with Kartikeya Swami, helps to take care of the diseases of the world. We know of that mantra, Om Sumukhaschai Well, I have one here. Om Pratamam Vaktratundam Cha. The first line. Notice in Sumukhaschai, they do address him as Vaktratunda. And if Vaktratunda has an important impact in envy, to which we are all subject to, that should be our stotra should be familiar with. And so I bring Prasad now, who interested, bring your fancy camera and take a little shot now. It have one side and the other side have the translation at no cost. And so this is good to familiarize ourselves. We talk about Ganesh Baba, familiarize ourselves with his different names. When a child come, you have one already, use this one and jazz it up a little bit now and make it, not a chore, but a joy. That's the Ganesh we're talking about. That is the Ganesh who, Sangram, he saves the world in times. And as we conclude, Ravana was a great devotee of Bhagwan Shiva. After much effort, he went by Shiva Baba and he really prayed hard. You know how hard Ravana used to pray? Like, he would dig a pit, light 5 fires and sit down there and not be disturbed. And here we sit down, we say, Himraj Pondi, sit down, you're feeling warm. That was Ravan, not undisturbed. So when Shiva Baba was impressed with him, this is Ravan, before he misused his power, this is Bhakta Ravan. He went and prayed intensely to Bhagwan Shiva. He says, I want immortality. So Shiva gave him what you call an Atma Ling, like you have the lingams. He said, that's your trophy. But one condition, don't rest this down anywhere. Because if you rest it down, you can't take it up again. And you lost that immortality. Ganesh Baba sitting on there and watching. He said, this is trouble for the world. Because he's seen in ahead where I want to go with this. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Not only with the Balaji, in the rising sun too. Both sides. Both sides are divide. You win 7, the other side wins 7, and you're telling me, you're shoving down my throat that you win. So both sides are divide. So Ravan realized that this is what powers do. People doesn't know when to step down and when to walk away in grace. So Ganesh says, this could be trouble for the world. So he disguised as a Brahmin and he went to Ravan because Sandhya time was approaching.
And Brahman said, how go do me, how clasp my hands to do Sandhya when I hold in one hand, holding the Atmaling? So when he do say, look at the Brahman here, man. That's the real man to hold it. So he hand Ganesh Baba, right? So he hand Ganesh Baba and he continued the Sandhya cleverly. Ganesh Baba said, I'll call you, and if you answer, like you, and I go on my way. So cleverly, Ganesh Baba called him 3 times. Not within a shot, but he called his name Ravan. You know? Ravan, so steeped in his devotion, didn't pay attention. When he came, he saw the Atmaling on the ground. All he tried to do, he couldn't lift it up. To this day, it is known as Gokaran. When you all go in India, Mahashe, when you go in India, I understand you go in India with Indra Kanhai and them. Yeah. So when you go in there, you must go to Gokaran. That lingam is still there. And they have always said, you go there and worship Bhagwan Ganesh because he saved the world via that. This is the Bhagwan Ganesh who comes to rescue not only us individually, he looks after the entire world as a true father. Ek baat bolo Sri Gajanan Swami ki. At this juncture, we bring Katha to an end. We are about to do a little arati. Prasad will be shared on Mahaprasad too. And those of us who may have come a little late and desirous of charhawing your Pandit here will help you through that. So if you're in a position to, I thank you for being an attentive audience. If you're in a position to, please stand and join in arati.
आरती की जय गणनायक जी की, आरती की जय गणनायक जी की,
पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी की, पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी की, पार्वती सुत प्रिय शंकर जी की।
So as we make our closing prayer, we ask that Bhagwan Ganesh, or we seek the blessings of Bhagwan Ganesh, we will have safe and sound return journeys home, and by his grace we will gather here for satsang in the upcoming days. To our foreign contingent, special blessings to you. You don't have much for return journey because I think you're on your couch at home, but God's blessings, and may you return to Qatar just as you do. Om Raksha Raksha Mahadeva, Raksha Raksha Janardhanam, Rakshantu Devata Sarve, Brahma Vishnu Maheshwaram. Om Tumeva Mata Chapita Tumeva, Tumeva Bandhuscha Sakha Tumeva, Tumeva Vidya Dravinam Tumeva, Tumeva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bole Shri Janam Swami ki jai, Bole Shri Saraswati Mata ki jai, Bole Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Pavanputra Hanuman ki jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Syavar Ramchandra ki. Apne asan par baithiye, please take your respective seats. Prasad will meet you there, and of course we ask you to join with us in Mahaprasad in Bhojan.